First off, congratulations on a great match tonight.
Well, thank you.
And my question is, now that you've beaten Darby, what is your next opponent that you're going to be trying to face?
I don't know. I don't have any plans. My next opponent is my dog at home. I got to take him on a walk, make sure he doesn't try to bite anybody. But I'm honestly kind of flabbergasted at the amount of talent in this locker room. You could put it up there with some of the more ridiculously stacked rosters of any era, in different years. But like, there's tons of people I want to get in the ring with. I've talked about it. Ricky Starks, Hobbs, Pillman Jr., Griff too. Those guys are in tag teams. I guess I have to find a tag partner if I want to, mix it up with them. But Jungle Boy, obviously Adam Cole, obviously Daniel Bryan. I've never wrestled Kenny Omega. I've never wrestled the Young Bucks. The sky is the limit.
With you guys doing all those crazy moves in the ring, do you ever get nervous or afraid whenever you're about to do them?
Good question. That's a good question. That's
Thank you.
Great question. I don't. I focus on my mind, I know I risk my life, but I try to enjoy it, the moment. I try to enjoy it, what I'm doing. So.
But I wanna say something about this. Por favor, Alex. ¿Sí? Cuando yo me pongo la máscara, automáticamente soy otra persona. Me salen superpoderes. No siento dolor. No tengo miedo. Puedo ser el hombre que resiste más dolor en todo el mundo.
Yeah, this is the power.
Penta says when he puts on his mask, he becomes somebody completely different. He becomes a superhero. He doesn't feel pain, and he's ready for anybody.
It's really.
Yeah, the power a mask have is incredible. Just like we go.
No pienses que usamos la máscara porque estamos feos.
Penta says they're not wearing it because they're ugly.
It's real power.
The superpower.
That's right.
Superpower.
El guapo. It's my best friend.
Ruby.
We'll get a couple more. Hey, we'll get AJ and then Dave. Sorry, AJ. Sorry, Dave.
You had a great match tonight.
Thank you so much.
And also, you won a title shot at Britt Baker. What are you going to do to prepare for that match?
That is an amazing question. So I have known Britt Baker for a very long time. Prior to AEW, back on the independents when she first broke in, I have known Britt Baker. But I also have been studying her for many years and just keeping up with her career. And she is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the hardest working women in this industry, both in and out of the ring. So she will definitely be a very difficult opponent to come across. But I definitely think I have an advantage being the new girl in town. And I think I have the advantage of having this newfound love for wrestling, this newfound fire that has been lit. That's what I'm going to take into it and just use all of the excitement and feelings I felt tonight, and I'm going to take it into my match with her.
You just came here and you chose to side with the Elite. What people are you going to face next?
Ooh, I don't know. So there's a bunch of different options, but there are definitely some people I'm looking forward to stepping into the ring with. Number one is the gentleman that I kicked tonight, and that's Jungle Boy. He is a incredibly talented young man with a huge future, and a guy I would love to kick in the face again. But, oh my gosh, when you think of it, Darby Allin, MJF, CM Punk, Christian Cage, so many different options, so many different choices. Really, I can't think of anyone on this roster who I wouldn't look forward to facing, except for the Elite. AJ.
With all the people in the crowd doing the yes chants, how do you feel about that, and how will you move on forward?
I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're gonna have to talk about like what I can do and what I cannot do, and so I don't know if that's so. One of the things that I do try to respect, because like I said, I appreciate the people I worked for before, and respecting their intellectual property and that sort of thing. And so making sure that I don't contradict any of that. And I'd really, like, the fans doing it is great, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do it.
Brian, something I appreciate about you.
Not that we're saying that is, I don't think that necessarily is their intellectual property.
No,
But if it were,
no.
then either way.
Yeah.
Tony. You've had 3 surprises tonight. How long and did it take you?
I think I had, did I have 4?
4. Minoru Suzuki.
Oh yeah.
5. You had the butcher.
Well, I brought the butcher back. I wouldn't include. I think that's where we will give AJ a break on that one. He's part of the full-time roster. But with Suzuki, I would say we had 4. But you're right. We had 3 big ones coming to the full-time AEW roster. So in that sense, you're absolutely right, AJ, with Ruby Soho and Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole.
How long did it take you to set up all of it?
Well, in a sense, it honestly took a couple of years to get to this point, because it's definitely the most work I've ever in one night for so much stuff to come together. And there's nights like this in sports, like when you win a playoff game or something really special, and you're like, you think back to all the moments that took place for that to happen, and it's a big deal. And this feels like that, but it's really the amount of planning that went into this. I mean, honestly, it goes way back, and it's really special. And to get CM Punk here is something he and I had talked about for a really, really long time. And like he said, maybe you couldn't pinpoint exactly when the tide turned, but it just felt like the longer we talked and the more common ground we shared, the better it went. And then the timing of Bryan Danielson's contract expiring, you couldn't make that up. And the timing of that being at the same time, and all these things culminated with the return of the fans too. I think we did a really good job navigating the pandemic and putting on good wrestling shows where we set ourselves apart from the competition and made ourselves a really attractive destination where wrestlers would want to sign as a free agent. So it took, I would say, over 18 months of planning, and the first dance was a huge step in it, the signing of Punk, and then these other things really fell into place in such a magnificent way with the signing of Ruby Soho, the signing of Bryan Danielson, and then really I was shocked that Adam Cole thing came together, very surprising too. So it's been a great year and a half in some ways. It's been a really challenging year and a half in other ways, but I think this is the most rewarding culmination of the past year and a half, which really goes back to the beginning of the pandemic. And so there's been a lot of terrible things, but I think this is a really great night for the wrestling fans and for everybody here. I'm just glad it was so special and people had so much fun.